How's it going, guys? In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Mezco The Mummy action figure, released in 2014, if I'm not mistaken, and is depicting the mummy from the Universal Monster classic starring Boris Karloff from 1932. I did pick this figure up from Texas Frightmare while I was out there, so and I got it at a great price. Unfortunately, I can't give a proper shout out to the people that I bought it from, just because they didn't have an actual social media or anything like that. So, but huge shout out to them in spirit. Huge shout out to them for having this at a great price. So, yeah. As I had reviewed before, the Creature from the Black Lagoon, yeah, they had two other figures in the line, which was the Mummy as well as Frankenstein's monster. So glad I was able to pick this guy up at a great price. So let's go ahead and get a quick look around the box. We'll open it up and get a better look at the figure. So for starters, guy, I have to say I absolutely love the way this guy looks and the way he turned out. You got the Universal Monsters seal down there at the bottom. The Mummy collectible figure. They have a photo shot from the film of Karloff as a mummy. On the side, another photo shot of Karloff as a mummy. Universal Monsters symbol at the top. The mummy in the back. We got another photo shot of the figure. We have the other two figures in the line, which was the Creature from the Black Lagoon, as well as Frankenstein's monster. And then also a little bit right up here. On the other side, another photo shot of the mummy. Universal Monsters symbol at the top, and the mummy in the bottom. So, and as you can see in the clear window, looks absolutely incredible. So let's go ahead and get them opened up and get a better look at the figure. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and get right to it. For starters, I have to say, this guy, for it being a figure from 2014, looks absolutely incredible. The bandages, again, as I mentioned previously, look great on him. The head sculpt looks, like I said, it's not exactly spot on to Karloff, but I mean, for 2014 standards, I mean, it's pretty close. I mean, of course, they took liberties with the figure, just like they did with the Creature from the Black Lagoon. But I mean, I think Mezco did a great job on this guy. I mean, he looks absolutely incredible. With that, let's go ahead and start off with the head articulation. Head does rotate all the way around. And like I said, just look at the face. The face sculpt looks really, really cool in my opinion. The eyes are just like blank. Love that look. The hair strands look pretty good. Yeah, just the coloring, everything looks really, really nice. Head does look down pretty well. Does look up pretty well. I can get some pretty decent face poses out of him. So really like the head articulation. Very, very nice. As for the arms, there's not much to the arm articulation, unfortunately. Arm does come up, not quite 90 degrees. There is rotation at the elbow. Arm does rotate all the way around. And he does have the bandages here that are hanging off, which are really, really nice. They are a bit of a soft plastic, so I would be very careful with those. As for, there is no bend at the joint or at the elbow or anything like that. It's just a rotation. And as for the hand does rotate all the way around. And I have to say, I don't know if the camera picks it up, but I mean, the hand looks absolutely incredible. The detail in this looks really, really nice. The wrinkles and everything, the coloring. Like I said, for it being a 2014 figure, this guy looks really, really gnarly, in my opinion. And I like how they made it look like it's a little bit dirtier here on the hands. And just the wash that they put over it looks really, really nice. As for the other arm, pretty much the same thing. Arm does come up. This one comes up a little bit higher, I noticed, than the other one. More than likely, I would imagine, because of the way the mold is on the arm, on the shoulders. Arm does rotate all the way around. There is rotation at the elbow. There's rotation at the wrist. Unfortunately, again, there is no bend at the elbow. It's kind of, the articulation isn't there, but not too bad. Not much of a deal breaker. But I really have to point out that I like that he has the scarab ring too. And again, I love the coloring on the bandages. The bandages look absolutely great. I don't know if the camera picks it up well enough or does it justice, but I mean, it just looks absolutely awesome. Again, he has more of that, the bandages kind of like loose, kind of hanging, like it's kind of torn up and everything. As for the torso, Torso does have some rotation at the top, has more rotation at the bottom at the waist. Can do a crunch or hunch over. Does stand up straight, but doesn't bend back. Unfortunately, the other thing too with this guy, there is no leg articulation. It's just a solid piece, except for the feet. So the foot does rotate all the way around, does go back fairly well. Doesn't go forward too much just because of the way the bandage, the mold of the bandages are here. Now, same with the other foot. Foot does rotate all the way around, does go down, does go not too far up. Not too much of an ankle rocker. Now, I believe I had mentioned this guy was a little bit hard to stand on his own. The other downside is he doesn't have any peg holes at the bottom. So, if you do plan on picking this guy up, you do have to keep in mind that you do have to kind of play with the feet a little bit. So what I noticed for me was you put him exactly right and you put the feet a little spread out, you can get him to stand pretty easily. So for size comparison, guys, I did want to bring in the creature from the Black Lagoon, which I had previously reviewed on the channel. Just to kind of give a size comparison of both figures. I kind of feel like the creature is a lot taller than the mummy. I don't know if it's just because the creature's more standing upright, whereas the mummy I feel is a little bit more hunched over, not standing up completely straight. But let me know in the comments, guys, what y'all think. I will have to say, aside from the trouble standing, this guy is absolutely incredible. Again, for it being a figure from 2014, this guy looks absolutely awesome. Minimum posability is not a deal breaker at all, because I really think if this is more a statuesque type figure, obviously with the legs being stationary. Same with the creature. I mean, his legs, as I said in that review, his legs aren't posable either. His feet are and everything. So, but he's a little bit easier to stand. And obviously they took liberties with kind of how they looked. That about wraps it up for this video, guys. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the figure. Of the two that I have so far, which is your favorite? Which is your least favorite? Are you a fan of the original Universal Monsters Mummy film from 1932? Are you a fan of the creature from the Black Lagoon? Let me know in the comments. As I've said many times, my favorite Universal monster always will be Creature from the Black Lagoon. And I absolutely love this figure. Yeah, I did mention previously they kind of took liberties with this guy and with this guy too. But I mean, look at these guys. You can just look at them on the shelf and be like, man, that is a mummy. That's a Creature from the Black Lagoon. And even then, I still feel like the face sculpt looks really not spot on, but I mean, it looks close enough to Karloff in my opinion. So beyond that, if you're new to the channel, feel free to like, share, subscribe. If you're not new to the channel, thanks again for coming back and for the continued support, guys. I really appreciate it. Until then, guys, we'll see you in the next video. Take it easy and have a good one.